Hey guys, what's up? Uzaifa and
Jasper,
and we're here to tell you about our new book entitled Get Paid for Your Pad, which is a one-stop shop, all-encompassing guide on how to make the most of your Airbnb listing.
so the book starts off with the prologue, and the prologue describes my journey over the last few years, where I've used Airbnb to rent out my apartment in Amsterdam and use the proceeds to travel all around the world and getting into all sorts of cool adventures like scuba diving in tropical locations like Thailand and the Bahamas, hiking volcanoes in Iceland, skydiving, and all sorts of other cool experiences.
Meanwhile, I was just working a regular job, so yeah, he's lived the life. Okay, so after we go from the prologue, we go into the introduction. That's where we give you the background information on Airbnb, why it's such a great service, and all the safeguards in place to make sure that you as a host aren't in any danger, financial or otherwise, when you're renting out your place to new guests.
Chapter 1. Preparing your house. This chapter covers everything you need to do to make sure your house is ready to receive guests and to make sure that guests will have an optimal experience in your house.
The next chapter, chapter 2, is entitled Creating a Killer Listing. Now this is all about how to use the Airbnb system to create an awesome title, description, photos, everything that puts up the best picture and representation of your place possible for new guests who are browsing the website. Okay, in chapter 3, we talk about pricing. So you have a product and you want to put it out there and it's great, but where do you set the price? We go through detailed analysis on the exact process and how to find that sweet spot, and also how to use what's called dynamic pricing to take into account peak periods, weekends, holidays, all those different factors to make sure you get the most out of your listing.
Chapter 4, one of the most important chapters, talks about your guests, and in particular, how to communicate with your guests. And this starts the moment you get a booking. It's your job to make sure that your guests will feel 100% comfortable traveling maybe all across the world to stay in your place. And you're gonna have to communicate with them, sending them information, asking questions to let them know that you're taking care of them. And that you're gonna make sure that you will be there to welcome them when they arrive, so they won't be in front of a closed door. Chapter 5, Reviews. Reviews are very important in establishing your reputation on Airbnb. And our book talks a lot about how to make this happen. How do you get your guests to write you great reviews? Now, the most important thing is obviously to be the best host that you can be. But there's a few other things you can do.
Chapter 6, the final chapter, is all about promoting your listing. We take you through all the relevant Airbnb search rank factors. We tell you what they are and how to use them to your advantage to make sure that your listing is amongst the first in your city or your neighborhood.
So that's it, guys. That's the recap of our book. If you want to know more, you can go to getpaidforyourpad.com and download the prologue, the introduction, and the first chapter for free. And also, if you want to hear some awesome stories from Airbnb hosts from all around the world, you can go to iTunes or Stitcher and search for Get Paid for Your Pad, which is our podcast on Airbnb hosting. Thanks for listening. See you next time.
See you next time. Peace.
Get paid for your pad. 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 Get paid for your pad.